Peace and blessings, family. It is yours truly. I am Bakari Jambor. I am the founder of Iwa Movement. My beautiful wife, Amani Jambor, she is the co-founder. We focus on your spiritual, your physical, and your financial well-being. We like to bring solutions to our problems within the community. We don't like to just complain about things. We believe in being solutionary. And so, Brother Saraj, he is one good brother in the community that doesn't just highlight the issues that we have. Our brother is a solutionary, in a combination of being a revolutionary all together. So I personally feel like a revolutionary is a solutionary person, that comes in to fix the problems that we didn't and that we did start. And so, family, as a lot of us know, within our communities, there is social ills that we have that's been plaguing our community for a long time. And the way that we mitigate that is finding the solution to the problems. And our brother, he's definitely an asset to our community because that is literally his profession in regards to mental wellness. Okay. I personally don't feel like that somebody wants to fight you for making a mistake and bumping them or stepping on their sneaker. You know, it's deeper than that. It's deeper than that. That to me is mental instability, right? You looking at somebody, and what you looking at, ready to fight. So we're going to deal with that on this evening. We're going to talk about these solutions because our brother has a mission to bring mental wellness to the community because we live the way we think. When your mind is out of control, okay, your life will be out of control. And so our brother specializes in mastering your mind so you can master your life, so you can live your best life. And not only that, help our people to do the same. Hey, brother, how you doing on this evening, brother?
Peace, brother Bakari. I appreciate you for having me on your platform once again. I know it's been a while. It's been
Yes, you're
probably about
welcome.
a couple of years now, maybe even last time I came on. I think.
Yes.
hmm But yeah, I'm well. Just gearing up, ready. Got 5 more days left until I travel to the US to host this insightful presentation, the unpopular truth behind the black man's abuse.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I'm gonna
That's
be flying.
powerful.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be across the United States.
Hmm.
Not in every state, but I'll be in the Midwest, the
Okay.
West Coast, down south,
Let's
and
put the information up so people can contact you so they can continue to follow you so they can be updated in regards to how your schedule is looking. And let's talk about the mission, man. Why?
yeah, that's a good question. Why? Why? Because we as black men are in a state of emergency, and a lot of our brothers are still not comfortable with expressing their vulnerabilities. They're still struggling with that, and this affects various, it affects different aspects of our well-being, whether it's our spiritual well-being, physical, mental, even financial well-being. So we as men need to reclaim our rightful positions, as
Mm,
warriors,
yes,
as
yes,
warriors,
absolutely.
as kings, because it's so important, when it comes to us being that glue when it comes to strengthening the black family. So for us as men, we need to recognize that embracing our trauma and finding solutions in order to heal from that trauma is imperative.
That it is, man. That definitely it is. Now, let's talk about your background because you and I both we come from, you know, the same type of background. We both come from being in the streets,
Mm,
and living that type of lifestyle. And I believe that we were not mentally stable at that time. Our mental instability caused us to cause chaos in our community. And at one time you and I were a menace to society. Talk to us like what happened to help to transform your mind, because now this man that we know today, instead of being a troublemaker, now you're a peacemaker. So talk to us about what happened to transform your life. And second is that one of the reasons why you're so passionate about doing what you're doing?
yeah. So basically, for me, it was more or less recognizing that there was the at that time it looked like there was no way out, and thinking to myself, you know what, there had to be another way. There has to be, although at that time I perceived it as there was no way out, but you know um probably not knowing that there's other outlets, or a community of people who have embraced a certain consciousness of adopting or embracing the lineage, and recognizing that there's strength in lineage, recognizing that there's strength in cultural practices, recognizing that there's strength in just our whole being as African people.
Hmm.
But the problem, where the problem lies, is how society has presented or used one of the greatest Jedi mind tricks to shift that consciousness, or divert that consciousness, where we see our own selves as the enemy,
Hmm.
and we just not recognizing that we are powerful as a people.
Hmm.
Back then,
Yep.
as you already know, it was not always easy for certain brothers to walk into certain neighborhoods
True.
because of what will be waiting for them in that neighborhood.
That's a fact, brother. That's a
Yeah,
fact. I've been chased out of a couple of neighborhoods myself.
yeah,
So I know that to be true, brother. That's a
yeah.
fact.
And I think obviously with me, obviously being raised in England, or being raised in England, and growing up, me coming, because obviously I'm Nigerian. Parents moved from Nigeria in the early, well, my mum in the beginning of the 80s moved to England when she was pregnant with me in the beginning of the 80s. So that gives away my age. So um when she obviously came here, obviously this was a foreign land to her, but she
Hmm.
also came with two of her siblings, two
Hmm.
siblings. She goes,
Hmm.
and they had to more or less find their way. They had to find their way, getting getting into employment, The 80s at the time was, there was a lot of racism, um, which was happening
Mm-hmm.
over here.
Mm-hmm.
And the I think one of the major things which was overlooked was colonialism. How
Mm-hmm.
our
Mm-hmm.
you know those who migrated, first generation, or what, they didn't see that the moving here would still come with issues, because
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times when they've not received the relevant information, the information they needed to know, uh,
Mm-hmm.
it also had an effect on the children they were giving birth to over here. And one thing which was
Mm-hmm.
happening during that time as well was a lot of black children were entering the foster care system. I was one of them. So
Mm-hmm.
you enter in the foster care system, and obviously during that time, the foster care system was predominantly, um, you know, uh, ran by Caucasians, or
Mm-hmm.
Caucasians who were actually the foster carers. And when the parents sent their children to foster care, it wasn't like, okay, I'm going to send them there, I'm going to pick them up tonight or tomorrow or next week. A lot of them
Mm-hmm.
stayed there for a very long time. And
Mm-hmm.
when they enter that environment, it strips them from their identity, stripped them from their native tongue, it stripped them
Mm-hmm.
from loving themselves,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just basically not embracing their African selves. So when I was there, I was in foster care for 5.5 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I was there for five and
Sorry
a
to
half.
hear that, brother.
Yeah, so and at a very young age, So for me, I had to play catch up. I had to shake that monkey off my back. I had to play
Mm-hmm.
catch up.
Mm-hmm.
And when I moved during that time, I was living in the suburbs. There was a suburbs in England called Brighton, so I was living in Brighton. Then when I moved back to the inner city in London, I moved back to South London, where I originally was. That's when I aged, I started to see how our people treated each other. It didn't make sense to me. It didn't make
Mm-hmm.
sense, because it didn't make sense for me because I experienced racism firsthand.
Mm-hmm.
We had to fight, these white males. Had to. It was a consistent thing. Getting
Mm-hmm.
into physical fights, combat with white males, which I was going through, and seeing our people and how they treated each other, it was a bit alien to me.
Mm-hmm.
So my whole outlook and how I carried myself in the neighborhood was not what people regularly saw. There were certain people, one or two people what thought I was light years ahead, you know, in how I would kind of speak, get into situations where I'm trying to squash the beef
Mm-hmm.
with people I knew. But when it
Mm-hmm.
came to things what used to happen to me, I had to, it was like survival mode. That's what it is with,
Mm-hmm.
with a lot of our brothers and sisters who have grown up in these environments, in these poverty driven areas, you know. So a
Mm-hmm.
lot of us, where the parents were not around, whether the parents were on drugs, experiencing alcohol abuse or whatever the case may be, a lot of us
Yes.
grow up like
Yes.
that. You even know this, we've both
Mm-hmm.
shared.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I experienced it too growing up. I feel like that's where that trauma comes from too. We highlight a lot about, colonization and of course we're still being affected by that today. You highlighted that in your um
The,
background
yeah,
in
the
regards to a part of where that trauma came from, and some people think that it's over, but unfortunately, they don't understand it's really not over, because some of us still don't know exactly what country we come from. We still don't know exactly what people we come from, including our elders don't even know. You understand? And then we push into these communities as we know today as ghettos, where, there's a lot of poverty, and that's where the crime comes from. And then, our own people fighting each other, getting picked on, and oh, you don't have on the Jordans, you don't have on the latest fashion. And then before they even leave their home, you have parents that are not mentally stable, what I'm saying, verbally, physically abusing the children, you know what I'm saying? And in some cases, it's not even that. In some cases, it's just the lack of resources.
Ah,
Mom, dad, can I go here? No, I can't go, because of the financial strain,
mm,
on the parents, you know.
mm,
And so that trauma, being molested, being raped, men and women, because a lot of men hide that too, you know. It's a lot of internal trauma that we're dealing with that I really feel like sis said, yes, that's right, family. I totally agree. And that's why I wanted to really touch on because a lot of us, even men with women, like there's even big arguments amongst men and women because of the trauma women have experienced from men. You understand? And I think we don't really take out enough time sometimes to understand where our sisters are coming from. You know what I'm saying? Like if you keep being lied to and abused and being misused and being told you need to shut up and sit down and you belong in the kitchen and she has dreams, man. Like she has aspirations. Like she not understanding why is this continuously happening to her. You understand? Our women are hurting. Not only, are they being treated like that by the colonizer, they being treated like that by their own men.
mm,
You understand? My mother was abandoned. A lot of my aunties were abandoned by my cousin's fathers. You know what I'm saying? And our women are left with this struggle to raise that child or to raise these children. You know what I'm saying? And they're going through a lot of psychological trauma. Now they got children they're trying to raise, and they still haven't, dealt with the trauma that they dealt with, in their childhood. You know what I'm saying? And now they're trying to raise a child or they're trying to raise children, you know, and then, they get excommunicated because she had children out of wedlock or what I'm saying, or why you not married yet, why you don't have a child yet, and then some of them having medical complications to where they can't even have a child or have children. You
mm,
know what I'm saying? Or they dealing with their weight. They had the child, had the children, and they used to be slim and now they have weight they have to deal with. Now they're dealing with their esteem. They have all these children, and then some men don't even want to deal with them because, well, they got a quiver full of them. You know what I'm saying? And so then you got some men, that's dealing with a woman, and because of what happened to her, she take it out on him.
yep. It's a
You know what I'm
vicious
saying? And
cycle.
now the man have to deal with being attacked because of the trauma that the woman is experiencing. Then the woman is dealing with the attack from the man because his mother misused him, his aunties misused him, or he's been violated, or his heart has been broken, and he loved this woman and she did something to him. And so now you have these broken people trying to come together and raise a wholesome family. You know what I'm saying? Like that's impossible when you got two people who's traumatized. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? And we try to come together and try to make families, and we have a household full of chaos because both of them, their minds are in chaos right now. They both haven't healed from the things that they've experienced. He been cheated on, she been cheated on. So he don't trust, she don't trust. And now they get putting each other through this interrogation thing. Well, who's that? Who's this? And there's so many things that is not really being addressed. Then this man, he don't trust because he been molested when he was a child.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, for sure.
Or he have low self-esteem because his own mother or his own father or family members in his family, oh, you ugly, or you just stupid, or and then this young lady been called that, and now she grown, and that's the way she been treated, and then that's the way he been treated. And then you got these two mentally traumatized people. How can they function in society like that, man? You got our youth today that's dealing with this stuff and then trying to go to school. And they're dealing with all these things at home. You know what I'm saying? They're not even safe where they should be safe at. You know what I'm saying? The woman getting slapped all up side of her head, you know what I'm saying? And but out in public, oh, he praising her and everything else like that. And you know what I'm saying? And giving her the Gucci and giving her the Louis. And you understand? Beating her up though, treating her like trash.
Mm. Yeah,
You,
and
you
that's
you understand? And then some men think that that's the way they're supposed to treat a woman, man, and it's not right. Go ahead, bro. I want you to be able to get it in.
no, it's okay, brother. No, and that's the whole reason why I put together my projects, the Man in the Mirror project and my Brothers Keeper International. This tour event, which I'll be hosting this summer, 2024, which is long overdue because we were supposed to do this at at the beginning of COVID, but we wasn't able to actually go through with it. But all of this information, I've put in a presentation format, to break it down, to go more in depth and to add on to
Mm-hmm.
what you've shared with us. And the
Mm-hmm.
whole and it's imperative, when it's imperative for us to acknowledge, because it's affecting us daily. It's affecting us daily. And what's interesting is when it comes to anything was popular, celebrity gossip or whatever, everybody want to jump on the bandwagon to find out what's going on with the celebrities. But when it comes to what we're dealing with
Go ahead,
internally,
brother. Talk it.
we turn our back. We turn
Mm.
our back. We don't even want to even know about it, and we want to
Mm.
continuously repeat those self-destructive behavioral patterns. What
Mm.
keep us in mental shackles. So
Man, that is so true.
it
Like,
when
the situation with Will and Jada, man, it's like we pay more attention to other people's business than we pay attention to our own.
yeah,
And I totally agree with you on that, man,
yeah,
because that's the absolute truth, man. It really is. It's the absolute truth. We've been programmed to pay attention to, yes, what I'm saying? It's sad that they're going through that. But what about your personal life?
mm,
Good sister, she just put up, she said, does a man want to be the same size as he was in high school? Because they put a lot of pressure even on women about, oh, well, you need to lose weight. You know what I'm saying? But you're not losing no weight. You know what I'm saying? Like, you used to be, happy, in good shape. You used to have an athletic build, is what I was looking for. Excuse me. You know what I'm saying? And it's like these standards, man, these standards. There's no wrong with having a certain standard. You know what I mean? But I feel like sometimes we have these unrealistic expectations of one another.
the moral compass is contaminated. I think what a lot of brothers deal with is trying to compete against white male patriarchy. So it's almost like because a lot of when we are programmed, it affects the subconscious mind, and a lot of brothers and sisters are unaware. A lot of brothers and sisters are unaware of affects the subconscious mind because we haven't. Not everybody's indulged in the information needed in order to educate themselves about what's going on when it comes to intergenerational trauma, when it comes to menticide, when it comes to abuse. So these discussions are so important for us to have, but at the same time, we're having these discussions and we're breaking it down and we're dissecting. We're dissecting this timeline of
Hmm.
where it all happened, the root cause of everything. We should also be able to provide a solution. A lot of brothers and sisters may not see a lot of brothers and sisters may be unaware of what a solution looks like. Even an outlet, what outlet can be used in order to um, introduce healing to our daily lives. It could be something as simplistic as listening to jazz music. It could be culinary arts. It could be all of these
Prayer meditation.
exactly, all of these creative uh expressions helps along that journey. I know for me, traveling is one of them. So me coming out state, just traveling, is a release for me, and being able to connect, build with the people.
Hmm.
So we definitely need to take this seriously by any means necessary,
That's right. That's
because
right. Definitely need to take it seriously
if
for sure.
it affects, it's like a tree with it, which branches into so many different areas,
Absolutely.
which
Absolutely,
is
man.
it's a tree what branches off in many different areas, and
Hmm.
it affects all aspects. How we interact
Yeah.
with our relatives, how we how we function in employment, how we function in our romantic complementary relationships, how we how we relate to our children. There's so many, it goes, and even how we deal with our finances, you know and when we are facing systemic racism and oppression, it's also something which has been crippling us for over the centuries. But it's
That's a
about
fact.
time it's about time where we come together, or we take accountability to venture out, look at what resources are out there, yeah, to support us. Because
That's
there's
right.
because
That's
mental
right.
health it's a buzzword right now. It's like the buzzwords, people are talking about it,
Yes, I'm grateful for that, man. I
but
really am.
yeah, but what are we doing about it? How are we introducing? How are we helping ourselves? Because we could talk about the problem all day long. I can do that. I can do a PowerPoint presentation of 500 slides, but if I ain't coming with no solutions, how are we then going to move forward? Is the question.
That is so true, man. And we have to take that stigma off of it, man. Like you're not crazy just because you're seeking out a psychiatrist. To me, it's no different than when you take your vehicle to go to a mechanic. That mechanic specializes in working on vehicles, and that psychiatrist focuses on the psyche, which is your mind, helping you to be able to learn how to master your mind, to deal with your emotions. You know what I'm saying? And I did that. And I'm glad that I did that, man. I went to go talk to a guy. I don't have no problem at all telling people I went to go talk to a psychiatrist because you know, I literally, man, was getting ready to do some things I shouldn't be doing. And that's when I found out that talking is very therapeutic. Some people, oh, talk is cheap. And no, in certain situations, I understand where they're going. But when it comes to your mental wellness, talking is therapeutic, man, because you're able to vent. You know what I'm saying? You're able to decompress. You're able to, get your innermost thoughts and feelings, out, man. Because I know for me, when someone suppresses what I'm saying or wants me to just be quiet and not express myself, it's like a pipe, with a lot of pressure and it end up bursting. You know what I'm saying? And this is why a lot of people have these emotional outbursts because a lot of them are keeping a lot in.
Yeah, suppression,
You know what I'm
suppressing.
saying? They're suppressing it.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And we got a problem amongst masculine energy, thinking that someone is weak because they're hurting. You know what I'm saying? That offended them. And that's why a lot of men don't go seek out help because unfortunately, some people, oh, you're a wimp. You know what I'm saying? Stop being soft and, you know, stop being a sucker, and a lot of us are dealing with a lot of things emotionally. You know what I'm saying? And we need to be able to release that, man. We have to be able to, have a safe space to where we could even discuss our issues. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like that's why a lot of us are acting and reacting the way that we are because there's some unresolved internal issues that we're dealing with. And that's why I love what you're doing with the NBK movement, man. You know what I'm saying? Um, Break that down. Tell me what the TMIITM project, what that means.
Yeah, I know some people get confused because it's like there's two actual projects that work hand in hand. So the TMITM project is the man in it's the acronym for the Man in the Mirror project. The Man in the Mirror project is an independent venture which kind of was birthed from the documentary I directed 10 years ago called or launched 10 years ago called The Man in the Mirror. So The Man in the Mirror is basically what kind of brings the discussion over to MBK International. So it's more to do with the healing aspect and kind of investigating. Um, it's investigating what is going on out there with our brothers, sharing that information and providing resource. And the resource we provide is, our other the other organization,
Mm-hmm.
MBK, My Brothers Keeper International. So it's
Mm-hmm.
more or less what kind of brings things together. So with the Man in the Mirror project, I reason why titled it the Man in the Mirror project is because I go around giving talks on how systemic racism and oppression has negatively impacted uh, black men's well-being and also
Mm-hmm.
condemns brothers from expressing their vulnerabilities. So yeah, basically it. But at the same time, we provide resources,
Mm-hmm.
solutions, advice,
Mm-hmm.
um, to help or support the black man on their journey of decolonization when
Mm-hmm.
it comes to their mental, spiritual, and physical well-being.
I love what you said, man, because it's true, man, that colonization has truly emasculated us. We at one time was able to take care of our families, and a lot of us struggle. Even brothers that unfortunately end up getting incarcerated, having, those records. They serve the time, they get out, they still serving time, you know. Um, and the truth is what you just said, man. It's strategic. And people want to act like as if though it's over, and it's not. It's affecting us, you're right, brother. It's affecting us to date. And a lot of people don't want to have these real conversations, like, in the state of Florida, how they're teaching racism, how slavery benefited us. Like, that makes absolutely no sense whatsoever.
Mm.
That's mental trauma. Even to me, something is mentally wrong with us to think that we're okay. How are you okay? You don't even know exactly where you came from. You don't know exactly what tribe. And then for you to say, I don't care, that's a problem.
Mm.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
How is it not affecting us when the economics that we had, when our ancestors was taken advantage of because they couldn't read, and they told them to sign where the X is, and they literally didn't even know they were signing away their land.
Mm.
Land equals farming, farming equals a harvest equals a product for an exchange for currency, meaning money.
Yeah. So longevity.
You
Long-
understand? But yet we
Longevity.
feel like, oh, that was some time ago. Well, this is the reason why we could keep experiencing generational broke. This is the reason why a lot of us are so frustrated, because we're putting all these hours in and work, and what are we getting compensated for?
Mm.
You
Well, are
understand?
we utilizing our
You
time?
have men that could barely take care of their families, being told no, and our people are more than qualified. You know what I'm saying? To be able to get these jobs, but we're being told no on the premise of our ethnicity. And we have bills to pay. You know what I'm saying? We have a child, and we have children, to take care of. You know what I'm saying? And we should be able to take care of ourselves without any disruption. That's called human rights, man. That's higher than civil rights. It's called human rights. To be able to have the basic necessities to take care of yourself and to be able to take care of your family. But we act like none of this stuff is actually happening because we have so many people, that's successful. Then you have some of our people being called lazy, or, what I'm saying? And it's not that they're lazy. It's because they having doors shut in their face.
Mm.
And people, I'm an entrepreneur. You're not going to tell me somebody could just start something today and they become a millionaire tomorrow. That's not how it works. It takes time to scale your business up to be able to have that type of revenue to come in to be able to live off of that business. So when you just tell, oh, start your own, it's not that simple. Just going to start your own business, because you have to have enough money coming in to cover your business expenses and your personal expenses.
Mm.
So if somebody just, they register their business today and they get a business name today, do you think they're gonna wake up tomorrow just because they did ads, and they're gonna wake up and they're gonna have 6 figures in their bank account, 7 figures in their bank account? It don't work like that. Anybody, anybody, and we know we built a 6 figure business. Anybody knows it takes time.
Mm.
And so when you just tell a brother and a sister that got bills to pay, oh, just go start just go, go get your own. All that sound wonderful, but in the meantime, what are they going to do? See, we got to have these real conversations. In the meantime, what are they going to do? You know what I'm saying? And they need resources.
Mm.
And sometimes it's not enough. And yes, go start one. Yeah, go do that. Yes, that's true. You know what I'm saying? But what about when your business is being attacked? Hmm? What about when they strategically attack your business and take money away from you because you're speaking out against the injustices that happen? And these same people claim to be righteous. These same people go to church, and carry a cross and carry a Bible and call themselves, Christians, but yet they're strategically attacking a people and making them suffer. And they love to see them suffer.
Mm.
Huh? Strategically attacking them, but strategically making sure that they come crawling back to them. So because they want to feel supreme, they want to feel in control, and but our families are suffering. Our moms and dads, in the communities have the proper credentials that they need, but they being strategically, you know, um, refuse to be able to get certain jobs and resources, even as entrepreneurs being told they can't get certain loans, business loans, basis on that they're African. And bro, I have to say it because what I'm saying, I get tired of people acting like it's just that easy. To be honest with you, bro. And I want you to be able to inject too, please. You know what I'm saying? Be able to get out your last words as well, because I get very passionate about it, because it breaks my heart to see our people suffering, going through the things that they're suffering like that, and everybody want to just act like it's just that simple. Like, oh, that's all you have to do.
Mm.
Like as if though people are not facing, and then you have the laws being overthrown in regards to affirmative action. Come on, man.
I think I think one I think what we are currently in a mental state of being bamboozled, because a lot of folks are trying to acquire a lifestyle which does not benefit them in the long run when it comes to, and that's why a number of our people do not always have their priorities in orders, you know, and that is part of the decolonization journey, to decolonize the mind, body, and spirit. Because when we are paying attention to what is going on in the world, how we're going to survive, how are we going to protect our family, how we're gonna take care of our wellness, we have to have a game plan. We definitely have to have a game plan. We need to get in the position where we can not just feed ourselves, but we can obviously feed others. You know, how does that
Yeah.
look like? How does that look like? As once again, and I get it, because we've come from a rich lineage, or even a rich legacy, especially when we're going back to great kings
Mm-hmm.
like Mansa Musa,
Mm-hmm.
and embracing royalty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
How
like
does that
over in
look?
Kemet, and you got the Akan, you have the Yoruba, you have
Yeah,
the Zulu, you know what
and
I'm
we
saying, where they have royalty.
yeah,
Absolutely.
how does that look like? So we, yes, we, a lot of us like nice stuff, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm. And the Nubians, where we come from, our bloodline, my
Yeah.
wife and I. Yeah.
So it's just one of those things where, are we going to be realistic? Because where do we place value? You know,
Mm-hmm.
especially for folks what don't may have not studied or unaware of commodities, and things what depreciate and so forth. So you as a businessman, you obviously know where we're coming from, because we're on that, we're on that same plane of
Absolutely,
thought.
man.
But we
Absolutely.
have to look at a game plan, because obviously these folks, these
Mm-hmm.
oils have they've had their game plan, you know, whether they set themselves up, they might have a 500-year game plan, which they've been practicing. But what are we doing? Our game plan sometimes looks like a year, let alone, I've met so many people, I don't know what's going to happen next week, or I can't plan in advance. I don't understand the mindset when people say, I don't know what's happening next week, can't plan in advance. And this is why everything remains stagnant, you
Mm-hmm.
know, everything remains stagnant. We need to really reprogram our thinking and our thought process. Yes, it's not easy because we have the obstacles. People we have to pay our bills, make sure we keep a roof over our head,
Exactly, man.
and so forth.
Exactly.
But we have to eventually,
Mm-hmm.
see that
Mm-hmm.
this lifestyle we're living is not gonna last.
Bro, that's the truth.
Until you know, until we come up with a plan to sustain ourselves and our family in
There
years to
you
come.
go. Kuji Chagalia, man. Kuji
Exactly.
Chagalia in
Thank you.
self-determination and Ujama cooperative economics. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? You are absolutely right. We run to their businesses, and that's what happened. That's what happened when desegregation happened. You know what I'm saying? We abandoned our own businesses, and we dealing with trauma, man, because we wanted to feel special because we've been so belittled. You know what I'm saying? And we've been so derided to where we don't recognize we don't have confidence. We only feel like we got confidence when they tell us we're good. You know what I'm saying? When they tell us that we're great. It even happened with the awards, when you're dealing with, the Oscars and the Emmys and the Grammys. You know what I'm saying? We don't feel like nobody until they say we're somebody. And that's why I keep telling people, like, you think slavery? No, it's not.
Yeah, it's just
Because we still dealing with it to this day.
it's an
I have to
upgrade.
say this.
Upgrade system.
Denzel Washington did not get an award until he acted like a gangster. Okay? Holly Berry didn't get an award until she took her clothes off. Now you look at both of their bodies of work prior to the awards that they got. You understand? And these messages are being sent to us, but we're so mentally messed up, we can't even see it. We get awards for gangster rap, and we celebrate them and we praise them, and we look up to them like gods, and we worship them when they really are no good example at all for our people, period. You know what I'm saying? These are people who we looking up to. I heard brothers say this, and that's supposed to be conscious, looking up the gangster rappers. You know what I'm saying? Praising them, and you know what I'm saying, naming their children after them and everything. Come on, man. No, I have to keep it real. Come on now. Something is wrong with that. This dude is a gangster rapper. He pushing drugs, crime, violence, and you name your son after him.
Hmm.
You name your child after him. You have these ratchet women. Some sisters name their daughters after them. They look up to them. So see, that's what I'm saying. We have some mental problems, and we don't even and then when you say something, oh, you hate. That's how messed up we are.
Yeah.
When you
Or
address it, oh,
or
you're
you
hating now.
or you ain't making as
Oh,
much money.
you're trying to get clout. You know what I'm
You're not
saying?
making
When the truth is,
money.
they're just mad because the truth is coming out about their conduct, their misconduct, that they're not contributing for the betterment of our people from their lyrical content. They don't even like to take responsibility for what they say and what they do. They want to put it on the parents. And yes, it's part of the parents' responsibility. But you was influenced by another hip hop artist. So why aren't you taking more responsibility for it? You know why? Because they had programmed us to only like ratchetness. That's the reason why a lot of these videos like this don't get views. That's the reason why a lot of us, we just want to hear gossip. We want to hear about, oh, what type of vehicle he got. Oh, what type of vehicle she got?
Yeah.
Oh, look at those red bottoms he have on. Oh, look at those red bottoms she got on. You know what I'm saying? You know, oh, look at that house. Oh, look at that car. We don't recognize that we have been programmed to be materialistic, you know what I'm saying? And we don't recognize we have been programmed to love corruption, to love immorality.
Absolutely.
You understand? And I'm not gonna hold this up because, bro, I'm telling you, I'm very passionate about it because I know that's a part of our problem. The
Mm,
mental trauma is that we a lot of even Too Short said that they told he now this from Too Short on mouth. They told him say the dirtiest, filthiest thing you can say. You know what I'm saying? Why? And peace and blessings be upon him. Heavy D passed away. But you know, a lot of people don't even give him his just due. Like Bill Cosby became successful without using profanity. You understand? Heavy D became successful with keeping his lyrics clean and just being a brother that gave good music, you know what I'm saying? And helped us to party, helped us to have a good time.
mm,
And he became very successful off of that. Even became an actor, transitioning from hip hop to even acting.
mm,
You understand? A good brother, wholesome brother. He loved the ladies now. But you
mm.
know, he did it clean. You know what I'm saying? You know, he did it clean. You know, and we don't recognize that. We don't recognize that coming to our communities with these high-end contracts, knowing that we're starving, knowing that we're tired of living with roaches and rats, and unfortunately, we do things out of desperation. We take desperate measures. And we some of us don't, not everybody, but some of us don't recognize that they monetize on our misfortune.
Absolutely.
They
Thank you.
prosper from our pain.
Absolutely, my
And,
brother.
and it's time out, man. I'm getting tired of seeing
I'll
us
show you.
being
I'll show
used.
you. I'll show you, brother.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, man.
I'll show you. No, no, yeah, I'm in agreement with you. I concur. But yeah, I know we're coming up to almost to the hour mark. But yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
no doubt.
just to um reiterate or just reintroduce. Yeah, so my name is Siraj Olaboyega Tukumbo Odukunle. For those who may not know, that's my Nigerian name. I'm Nigerian, born in England. I am a survivor of sexual abuse, trauma, and basically everything and anything what
Hmm.
has put down the black man. And I'm here today as a black mental health advocate on this journey as a African centered brother with on a mission. And I
Yeah.
am coming to the US this summer. And well, I'm coming to the US in 5 days time to start my tour on the unpopular truth behind the black man's abuse presentation. And I will be traveling to 6 different states, 6 different cities in 6 different states. I will start off in Dallas, Texas on the 8th, Saturday, the 8th of June. Then going to host in Atlanta, Georgia on the 22nd of June. Then on the 29th of June, I'll be hosting in St. Petersburg, Florida. On the 6th of July, I'll be hosting at the Nicholas Brooklyn venue in Brooklyn. And on the 7th of July, I'll be hosting in Detroit, Michigan. And on the 13th of July, I'll be hosted in Sacramento, California.
Phenomenal, man.
I'm
So,
not too sure
we
if I
thank you
put
for coming
the
on, bro.
information up. Yeah. So if you need any further information, please visit my Instagram. The email address you can inquire about tickets is info at mbkinternational.org. I know I didn't even put that in the comment section, but that's info at mbk.org. I don't even know if can I quickly put that in the comment section.
I got you. I'm doing it now. Info at MBK.
.org. Yeah. So if you want to inquire about tickets, tickets are $20. $20 on the day, $15 in advance. I need to know that no, mbkinternational.org. Sorry. It, yeah, so info at mbk. So my apologies, brothers and sisters. So I'm gonna send it to Bakari quickly whilst I'm typing.
You good? I'm just updating it.
So info at mbkinternational.org. Where if you're inquiring about tickets, I will respond within 24 hours. For those who are intending on coming to this event. But one thing I will say, this event is not just for black men, it's for the black woman and child. So this can benefit your nephew, your uncle, your father, your brother. This is an event not to miss because I will be taking a deep dive into how intergenerational trauma has played us as a people historically. And I'm
Hmm.
gonna I'm gonna definitely open that Pandora's box, but at the same time I will be providing solutions. And also this is in honor of our ancestors, because this is an honor of
Shay,
scholars like Dr. Amos Wilson, just being
Dr. Francis Cress
a,
Wilson.
a student
She's still
of
alive.
greats. Yeah, no,
Spirit in the
yeah,
spirit.
the spirit. Yeah,
The
yeah. So this is in honor of
work.
Dr. Amos Wilson, Malcolm X, Khalid Muhammad, Dr. Ben, all of the greats. Yeah, Marimba Ani, um, all of the greats, even Baba Baruti. This is in honor of just carrying the torch and continuing with that work which is needed, because
Absolutely, man. For
we
sure.
need we need to embrace we need to embrace the problem in order to find a solution.
That's a fact, brother. Yes, we do. And bro, again, for my wife and I, we definitely are here for you, man. The ministry is always open to you, and we definitely thank you for coming on. And we give thanks to our ancestors, for the work that you're doing, and may you continue to be blessed in all your endeavors that you do, man. So, family, there go the information. Reach out to our brother. We thank all of you who stayed, tuned in, and may we continue to grow. May we continue to invest in ourselves. May we continue to work on self care, and self love, because the only thing it is caring for yourself and loving yourself. So, have a blessed rest of your evening, and may your week be the same. Peace.
I appreciate you, brother.
Likewise.